so happy to have the folks here from Stories of Honor, the Post-Dispatch. They do such a phenomenal job. I can't believe it, and I looked out the window this morning and I was kind of appalled. But through this, I think there's something pretty fitting, and one of the things that I've done and I had an opportunity to share is a thing about the American flag. It was written by James Burns, and he's a retired professor from the University of Florida, but it says a lot, and here's how it goes. I've been to the moon, I've been burned, but more often I'm honored. I'm your American flag. With 13 stars for colonies clamoring for freedom, I was first flown at Fort Stanwix in New York in 1777, and then carried into battle for the first time at Brandywine in Pennsylvania. By war's end, I was saluted as the emblem of the sovereign nation, new and free. I'm your American flag. But challenges lie ahead with 15 stars and 15 stripes. I survived shock and shell at Fort McHenry in Baltimore in 1814. With the aid of rockets' red glare and bombs bursting in air, I was spied from afar at dawn's early light by a patriot poet. I was then celebrated in sight and song by a fledgling nation. I'm your American flag. A half-century later, and with 33 stars and 13 stripes, I was saddened to see our nation divided. Our brothers' blood was spilled in battle, north and south. By war's end, Lincoln's iconic words at Gettysburg prevailed. A unique nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. But that pledge was yet to be fully fulfilled. I survived mustard gas and ghastly death in European trenches in World War I, and 48 stars strong was hoisted by 6 soldiers on Mount Suribachi in Hiroshima in World War II. I'm proud to be your American flag. I was carried into battle over frozen turf in Korea, waved more proudly on flagpoles here at home, with civil rights and women's rights rising, and was saluted by a little boy as a horse-drawn carriage with his father's casket passed by on the streets of our nation's capital. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times, but through it all, I was your American flag. I lost sons and daughters in rice paddies and hellish jungles of Vietnam, saw some fall to Agent Orange, and witnessed renewed conflict about taking me, your American flag, to faraway lands like Iraq and Afghanistan. When and where warfare should be waged is an issue still troubling us today. When our nation celebrated its bicentennial birthday in 1976, 200 years after declaring our independence, I was there. When people parade on the 4th of July and other occasions, I generally lead the parade. As I pass by, children along the parade route often stand at attention and proudly salute me, while their parents or grandmother behind them might have a tear rolling down their cheek in memory of a loved one who served in uniform and didn't make it back home. Often I'm inconspicuous, standing silently in the corner of a meeting hall or classroom, though far fewer of them nowadays. Indeed, I've fallen from favor for some, incensed by actions our government takes. But I suffer in silence when abused or defiled, for I represent all our rights, including protesting and speaking our minds. Though I spend most of my time here at home, I represent us around the globe at various foreign outposts, including military bases, embassies, and consulates, and those row upon row of white crosses above the cliffs of Normandy and elsewhere, where we left our honored dead, are often decorated with my colors of red, white, and blue. I'm your American flag. But most of all, I represent the American spirit, the indomitable demand, the yearning, the freedom for excellence and opportunity. I'm not the flag of a ruling regime or a royal family. I am the American flag, representing rights emanating from a higher and transcendent authority honored on our coinage. Look up to me as you salute or stand at attention. Pledge yourselves to fulfill lofty goals. symbolized by my heavenly sky blue field for 50 stars. With red for valor and zeal, and white for hope and purity, look up and salute with pride what the patriot poet has hailed, a worthy star-spangled banner. May it forever wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Now, he did a beautiful job on this, and he touched just about all the bases. There was a few things here that I thought could have been added, which I'd like to add because I think they're important. One of them is we all need to know that freedom is not free, and sometimes the price for that freedom may be very high. As we well know, a lot of people have paid it in a lot of different ways. Also, it's the soldier who has given us the freedom of the press, who has given us the freedom of speech, and that ensures our right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In the colors of the flag, red, white, and blue, do not run. Each of us are here for only a short time. Each of us with the same fragile vulnerabilities, the same mortality. As you live each day, try to remember that. Someday everything will make sense. So for now, laugh at the confusion, smile through the tears, and keep reminding yourself that everything happens for a reason. Another thing I had here that I thought was good about these wars is this: each one, whether they were a Medal of Honor recipient, a USO volunteer, a factory worker, making bullets, loved ones who waited at home, or GIs who battled daily in the trenches, they all put their dreams on hold, held fast to their faith, and overcame their fears in the name of freedom. One other thing here that I think is awful important: courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. That was said by Mark Twain. And they had a thing that they said during World War II, and it was, when you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow we gave our today. That's the epitaph on the 2nd Division Memorial. And one other thing, always remember, you are braver than you believe, you're stronger than you know, and you're smarter than you think. Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Larry?